Welcome to the trend report from Rosypenguin 2026. Very excited about the year ahead. Haven't done this for a while actually, but I thought I would just share with you what I have picked up on as the trends for 2026. It is super exciting. It's a great year, I think, for fashion, and there's some trends in here that work for everybody. So kicking it off is the 80s trend, the 80s aesthetic, or what a lot of the magazines are calling the glamourati. So it's a lot of 80s, going back to kind of like the suiting, but the real kind of soft suiting and exaggerated silhouettes. So we're going to see a lot of shoulder detail, a lot of waist detail, a lot of thicker belts, a lot of suits in kind of softer kind of colors as well, and also the kind of gym colors like emerald green, pops of blue, all sorts. If you haven't seen Newsroom on iPlayer, go watch that. The fashion is fantastic and it's exactly what we're talking about. Accessories wise, it's getting a bit more key, harking back to this kind of 80s trend really. A lot of gold is around as well, and it is really about not blending in and about kind of standing out a lot more, but you can make it work for you. One of the biggest pieces of the 80s that you'll see everywhere is the double-breasted jacket. So it's quite easy to just go and get yourself a blazer and pair that with kind of like a wide leg trouser. These kind of dual tones that are coming along with this 80s trend are great for injecting now into January, just to kind of pick up your mood. The brown from last year is still around, very 80s, the brown, mixing the brown with a bit of other kind of colors, which we'll come on to. So block color dressing all the shades of brown, again, is not going anywhere fast, and it's a really nice way to kind of dopamine dress this time of year to start the trends off. Another trend is the whole kind of sports look. We've had sports luxe, we've had all sorts of sports trends. This time it's more about the full-on sportif look, which is, we've had a huge rise in the track pant. Everyone's been wearing the wide leg track pant. This has been taken up a notch for 2026. You'll see it in lots of colors, much more 80s colors with the track pant, and we're going for the track jacket as well. We're not talking about wearing your leggings from Pilates into lunchtime and just running around in your leggings all day. That's not what this look is about. This is more about concise sportswear, especially accessories like the baseball cap. The baseball cap is going to be huge. If you want one thing, you wear your baseball cap and you can match it with your more kind of classic pieces. You can coordinate with your look, or you can go for it in a really bold color for 2026. Think bomber jackets as well, think quarter zips, even stirrup leggings. I remember my friend Joanna, who had the stirrup leggings, which I was very envious of in the 80s. So the 80s is sliding into this trend as well, but this is really wearable and it's really cool, and it's a great evening look as well if you add a kind of mule or a sling bag. Poet core or emotional dressing is going to be massive. It's more to do with kind of vintage period dressing obsession that we've had starting at the end of like 2025. It's quite emotional dressing, so it's about having pieces that tell a story, and it's this, again, backlash against fast fashion that we've seen trickling through a long time now, and this is one of the kind of biggest trends. On Pinterest, it's one of the highest searches, the kind of poet aesthetic. So you've got to think corduroy, brogues, frill, blouses, silk scarves. We've seen all those kind of tiny scarves back on trend. So this is just being ramped up a notch, and each piece and how it's all put together, it's not like a fancy dress, but it's more to do with finding those finds, mixing them with what you have in your wardrobe, and having a little bit of a refined look, but it's telling a story. So it's not curated, it's not put together like a curated kind of really high-end look. It's more to do with a collection, a collected look of things that have a story behind them, a little bit of history. So again, this is all to do with AI as well. Like, we're seeing all sorts of AI coming into force, saying, have you used AI, you know, to sort out your wardrobe? Have you used AI to tell you what your style is? This is a complete backlash to that as well, saying you cannot get involved with people's personal style. It's all about the storytelling, which is great, and all about these finds that aren't just new. So part of this is being broached. You'll see this broached everywhere. So the brooches part of this kind of poet core, or this emotional dressing and this vintage vibe of brooches. You will see one kind of placed on a lapel of a blazer, which is the easiest way to do it. Don't go up to the high street and find your brooch. You need to go and get one off your grandparents, or find one in a vintage shop. Place that on a blazer, easiest way to add to the trend. Or you'll starting to see magazines, jackets covered with them, almost creating a kind of piece of art with all these different brooches, which is fab, which is new. And as well in jewellery is gold. We know that. We stock so much gold here at Rosypenguin rather than silver, and it's just carrying it through again from the 80s. So you're swapping everything, swapping anything silver for gold. The reason why it's come to the forefront right now is it's more meaningful. It's supposed to be more of a kind of long-term investment gold, and yeah, it's just fitting in with all the kind of sustainable values that are now the hottest trend for 2026, as in don't always be buying a hit list, a shopping list of new. Relaxed silhouettes is another massive trend. So forget flattering silhouettes. We're talking exaggerated silhouettes, fluid silhouettes, rated sizes and proportions. We're talking volume. It's things like upsizing your jackets and your trousers all at the same time. It's a really nice silhouette to kind of play with. You'll see a lot more kind of softer, drapey kind of fabrics as well as part of this silhouette. The easiest thing to do is buy something quite drapey, which means the trousers, the bubble trouser, the barrel leg trouser, it's all here in your denim and all your trouser shapes as well. And if that's not for you, then go for a wide leg. But I think we'll all be really getting into the bubble and barrel, and you basically can do as much tailoring or as little tailoring in the fabric as you want with those. We're still on about flat shoes. There's no heels really featuring, apart from a little kind of mule. There's in 2026, it's all about the flats. Trainers are still big, but also the alternative to trainers, which I know a lot of people struggle with. It's my absolute goal this season to find a replacement for a trainer. So we're talking brogues to fit in with a kind of poet core. We're talking loafers, and these are all really thin, really easy to wear, like suede, very little hardware on them, always a neutral tone, nothing fancy, just really lovely and easy to wear. You could do a ballet flat, but these kind of softer brogues and loafers look amazing, especially with these trouser shapes, wide leg trousers, the suiting. They're going to be great, and I love those as well with skirts. Skirts are having a bit of an impact as well. In terms of texture, so the skirts you'll see are carrying over from Christmas, which I think is brilliant. So the satin, the sequins, the lace, all of that vibe is now being placed into kind of everyday dressing. The look of the season, you'll see it if you start picking up any of the magazines, you'll see the images. Chanel did an amazing, joyous, fringing skirt just paired with a simple white shirt, and that's the kind of vibe of the whole texture at play for 2026. Skirts are going to be big, you're dressing up for every day, and then these brogues and loafers are going to look fab. What about the colour? Look, it keeps changing from one day to the next, but I think you can't go wrong with blue hues. We're talking navies for your neutrals, which are so easy to swap out your blacks for. We're talking really nice kind of capri or cobalt blues. We're talking more ice kind of powder blues. We're talking deep, rich kind of teals. So these are the colours really that you should look out for now in the sale shopping that you're doing, because it'll be so easy. You'll get a lot of ROI on this return of investment, because they'll do you all the way through the season. Pops the colour, but I think blues are really nice to put into the palette. We've had a lot of warm colours the last couple of seasons, so the blues are really nice. They really work well with the kind of browns and navies, and it's going to be a great kind of refresh for the season. Print as well. Print is still there. Print has kind of died a death with a lot of this kind of neutral dressing, whereas print, we're seeing it come up a little bit more. Dots were starting to get big again last season in the winter time, so you'll see a lot more dots, but you'll see dots layered with floral, layered with animal print layered with floral, so it's kind of textures, it's kind of print layers really. And one of the biggest trends in animal print, Wilderland, and this is animal print. I think I had a deer onesie one year, but this is the kind of look. It's not the animal we know, like the leopard, the tiger print, the zebra print. We're talking more deer, fawn. You've got to think more about this kind of enchanted, magical, romantic type of vibe. It's very nature inspired. It looks amazing when you see some of the pictures online or in your fashion mags. So it's this kind of yeah, really kind of Wilderland, nature inspired, and it's going to feed through into other elements like your accessories. You know, little kind of dragonflies are going to be big, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. The whole kind of little toadstools. It's all very woodland, enchanted forest. And the biggest, hottest trend of 2026 that everyone is really excited about is the death of throwaway fashion. Finally, it is here, and it is the biggest trend being pushed forward in 2026. So the death of throwaway fashion. So we're saying no more new in week after week. There's no you must have shopping hit list. Buying less, buying better. It's storytelling with your clothes, finding them from alternative sources. Movement and fashion is finally giving it the forefront as a trend. We hope you will step into 2026 with us with a fresh perspective on shopping. We're going to combine our know-how with styling and pop-up shopping for 2026. So for more information, you will see it all on our website, and we're going to kick off the pop-up shopping at the end of this month with our 50% off sale. I'll be doing some style tips throughout the rest of the January on what to look for in a sale, how to use your pieces in your wardrobe already with what you find in the sale, and how to style the sale for these 2026 trends. The details about the sale will be up online very shortly, and we look forward to this new journey of Rosypenguin with you, popping up shopping. Buy less, buy better. Enjoy 2026 fashion. It's an exciting time.